And now we go to a very special award. It's the Manukau Institute of Technology Lifetime Achievement Award, which recognises the work by an individual or group and their significant contribution to Pacific music. The previous recipients for this award included Bill Savesi, the Yandel Sisters, Tingi Lau Ness, Adija, Annie Crummer, Brother Love, and last year's winners, Punia Lava'a. What a legacy of Pacific music all those recipients have created. Representing MIT tonight is Edmund Fehoko. He is now a current PhD candidate in public health and has worked in the tertiary field for over 10 years. Is now currently a Pacific academic partner at Manukau Institute of Technology. Did some amazing research around whaikawa, so probably on a Thursday night you'll see him with his V-drink, his lollies, his peanuts and his ukulele going down to whaikawa. So, let's welcome him to the stage. Welcome, clap, oh my gosh.
Ke whakatolou mo I takawhalu, mo I otu laine e top tapu. Le whetaulaki o I tapatolu, holo pe nofo he lau otu. Le kamataia aho eitu, a whetuliki whanua motu, to umotapa I ahau, pili o te pangai he wha. Whatapu mo e taloni o tonga, pia tapu mo e kakalahingoa, mo si lupe kei manoa, mo e tui e papa whalahola. Au whaki atu e haakotoa, kai whakahai hok o wha. E aho ta whakahokoa, hopai he whakahala whanonga. Queen Sālote Tupou III of Tonga was not only a beloved monarch, but a gifted and celebrated composer and poet for over 100 songs, lullabies, laments, and dances. Her Majesty stands unrivaled to this day as the master of the art of oratory. Her compositions are distinguished by the depth and breadth of her knowledge and understanding of the Tongan history, culture, and traditions, and how ingeniously she interweaved these into her compositions. Not only was Queen Salote loved by her own people, but she was also admired outside Tonga. During her life, she received a number of important titles. In early 1923, she was made Dame of the British Empire by King George V of Great Britain. And as we all know, in 1953, Queen Sālote was invited to the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II. And during her visit to the UK, she proved to be very popular, especially for leaving the hood of the carriage down so people could see her. And even though it was raining and everyone else stayed undercover, as a British writer said at the time, she came, she soared, she conquered. For the people of the Kingdom of Tonga, Queen Sālote had become a symbol of selfless humanity and a defender of ordinary Tongan people's rights. And she was dignified and compassionate, and she ruled in the most harmonious way as the mother of modern Tonga. On June 15, 1937, Her Majesty said these words: "The objective is ever before me, and which inspires all my thoughts, is to unify and consolidate at this time the Kingdom of Tonga, that we may really achieve the reputation that is credited to us outside this country. There is no other country in the world like the Kingdom of Tonga, peaceful and happy." Over the past couple of years in here in Aotearoa, Chief Judge of the Tongan stage at the Asby Polynesian Festival, Kātoi Tālao Tonga Vai Vai Whurao Kailahi, has made it mandatory for all secondary schools to sing, dance, and perform to Queen Sālote's compositions. Queen Sālote is an acclaimed and extremely gifted poet. She also spent many hours perfecting the words of her poems, and she invited groups of musicians to come to the palace in the evenings to work with her. They often stayed until the early mornings. Poetry that was set music consisted of love songs, both happy and sad, laments for deaths for chiefs and those close to her, lullabies for her grandchildren, and songs written especially for dances such as the laka laka and the maru'ulu, some of which include the takafalu, loka siliva, gardenia, and my personal favorite, the halakua papa. Also, another way of reinforcing culture, identity, and language through her poems, one of which we are offering at MIT as a standalone qualification in the Tongan language. Her legacy as a royal mother of Tonga and a beloved, esteemed queen of the South Pacific inspires us through her deep faith, service to her nation, and to the South Pacific as a whole. Her compositions of Tongan music continue to inspire the new generation, now aware of our rich past and to our shared futures. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have a video presentation followed by a live tribute from members of the Tongan community, where we will hear the story of tonight's recipient of the MIT Lifetime Achievement Award.
Her Majesty Queen Sālote Tupou III, Tonga's original Queen of Hearts.
At Papakura military camp, Queen Salote speaks of the link between Tonga and New Zealand in defence.
The Tongan monarch captured British hearts at the coronation of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II in London 1953, when she honoured the British monarch by riding in an open carriage through the pouring rain.
One of Queen Sālote's words of wisdom in Tonga: if my people are la'aina, why am I in the house? If my people are soaking wet in the rain, why am I warm in a carriage?
Born on the 13th of March 1900 at the Royal Palace in Nuku'alofa, she was the only daughter of King Taufa'ahau Tupou II and Queen Lavinia. The young Princess Sālote Mawhireo Pilolevu married her consort Tungi Mailefihi in 1917 when she was just 17 years old. She ascended to the throne the following year and became the ruler of the Friendly Islands.
I had a most wonderful trip to England to attend the coronation of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth.
Queen Sālote reigned for almost 48 years. She united the Pacific Kingdom at a time when there were growing fears of foreign powers taking over, and while some local chiefs resisted central government, she worked hard to introduce modern education, health and agriculture. However, away from the public, the Queen had her own personal challenges. She lost two half-sisters to illness and had several miscarriages. Then her son William Tuku'aho died aged 15 before her husband Tungi Mailefihi died 5 years later.
All these things, very painful, to go through one after the other. And now, Tungi was there for her when she governs the country. And now he passed away. What do I do? All these adds to why she was very, very special in her composition.
A gifted poet, she turned to songwriting as an outlet to express her feelings. She wrote more than 100 compositions, including songs, lullabies, recitals, laments, and drama.
So she composed the song, and then it gets given to the punakes, and they go out and find the tune, and they put the tune into it. And then they come back, and they sing it to her at the palace. So she listened, and then she will say, no, that doesn't fit there. The way you pronounce the word doesn't fit. So, and then they worked on it into perfection.
She composed from the heart, and the language was deep. Her music broke down barriers in Tonga's hierarchical system.
To her, if I have to leave a legacy, I will have to leave it in some form of way. And she did this marvelous thing about putting her words of wisdoms in her composition. So every composition, it has a message. And that is why it's so deep. And she's very, very good at using the heliaki, the metaphors, to tell things and give people wisdoms.
I feel that I have come as a friend, and it's for such a good welcome that you've given me. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy my stay in Sydney.
Queen Salote's music is still performed around the world, and for many Tongans who live overseas, it's their link back home.
When you have to go to your roots, go to Queen Salote's music, and in there you will find your root. Because to me, that was one of her biggest legacy, bringing everything into music and passing it on.
In 1965, Her Majesty passed away in Auckland and was laid to rest in Malaekula, Nuku'alofa. She may be gone, but her legacy lives on.
III composed many songs for and about her consort, Tungi Mailefihi, mostly after his death. Gardenia is one of the songs that reflects her sense of loss for her husband. The flower gardenia is a metaphor that describes her love for him. Gardenia, my favorite say, your fragrance engulfs this love of mine. Your ways are impressed on my mind, and tears stream down. Oyawe, oyao, little did I think, little did I know it would come to this. Your ways are impressed on my mind, and tears stream down. Loka Siliva, or Silver Lock, is the earliest poem in the collection. The young monarch was a gifted poet and she composed this love song for Tungi Mailefihi sometime before they were married in September 1917. Silver Lock. The moonrise lightens the horizon. Moonbeams reflecting on the sea rouse the ache in my mind. Remembering, tears flow. Oh, happy is the wind that blows wherever it pleases, while I live a prisoner to love with its silver lock.
Amusia pe ae matangina okune angifai teriha kae hopo atepe kita he ofa okulo kasiriva he mahina siene hala ani huelo ai helo totari ueno ahoku atamai manatu ofakatu putangi amusia pe ae matangi ina okune angifai teriha kae hopo atepe kita he ofa okulo kasiriva amusia pe ae matangi ina okune angifai teriha kae hopo atepe kita he ofa okulo kasiriva he ofa okulo kasiriva.
Sala kato ai malu beahuni e moana kato ai malu beahuni e moana e koe a ola uli E tala tua kutaka moi e whakanga longa taa e damai ki be i ae ka kala olova e kei to ai angi to a pea mo e pai ni mua he tukua e ngā tuwa e i he u a fuko pukona e ke ilo i e tonga ni kosi o mautu hunga he ko e hala kua pa talue kilu ua talue kilu a ke iwa a kolo ai e ahi mo e vuga tau tue e okuke i fusia e fuka okuke i fusia e fuka okuka pa iwa ai e orive o i fofua e pea ilo e poto a pea moe kai hua huelo e momi pea au tuota ai ai wa huelo e momi pea au tuota ai ai Asi! He kai! La tuota
Ladies and gentlemen, let's please give them another mate matonga round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, may I please ask everyone to please stand. And now I would like to invite Her Royal Highness, Princess Ofeina Helangi Whakawhanua, granddaughter of the recipients of tonight, to please come to the stage and accept the 2019 Manukau Institute of Technology Lifetime Achievement Award, Tonga's greatest poet and composer, and one of the most influential leaders in the South Pacific and the world, Queen Sālote Tupou III.
Please sit down. Malolere. I'm so glad I wasn't supposed to be singing or dancing or anything. I had no such talent. So thank you to the fellow countrymen for doing that. I am deeply honored tonight to represent His Majesty, the King of Tonga, in accepting this award for Her Majesty, the late Queen Sālote Tupou III. Her 38 years' reign over our island kingdom ushered in a cultural renaissance era that has defined Tongan music and cultural interaction to this day.
Her lasting impressions at Queen Elizabeth's coronation in England endeared her to an international audience. Yet it is her most personally inspired compositions of music and poetry that remains the golden standard for Tongans alike. One of her lesser-known contributions to Tongan culture include the stereotypical Sunday wear every Tongan family puts on for church. Her Majesty drew inspirations for her creations from what was happening in her life. Most notably, she composed a song for the occasion of her eldest son entering Newington College and the University of Sydney, and later on, lullabies when her grandchildren were born. Her personal Christian faith empowered her decision-making in the family, as well as the cultural guidance to her people. There was no demarcation where her personal life ends and her role as a monarch to her people begins. Such was the life of our most celebrated and iconic queen. With this, I wish to thank the Pacific Music Awards Trust and the Manukau Institute of Technology for the tribute and honoring the late Queen Sālote Tupou III with your most prestigious distinction, the Pacific Music Lifetime Achievement Award. Mahalo o whātua.